Hello, everyone. Welcome to our latest episode of That's Fair Podcast, and I'm your host, Matt.
It's your boy, Skinny PP.
And there goes keeping this episode somber right out the fucking window.
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
Miles.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here we're going to do the horrific case of Samantha Koenig out of Anchorage, Alaska by that piece of shit known as Israel Keys. So stay tuned. All right, Bingham and I went over this one. This one's a pretty
This
chilling.
one's pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Pretty dark.
It's a very sick case, and it's very unfortunate. This one is, trigger warning, the murder of Samantha Koenig. I hope I'm saying that right. Who was born in Anchorage, Alaska on August 30th of 1993. She had attended West High School and Avail High School and was employed at Subway, a House of Harley, and then she just began to work as a barista, which is kind of a job she wanted because she really enjoyed being a barista, however you say
barista.
it.
Yeah.
She was, real quick, she was the daughter to a father, James Jr., and a mother, Darlene Christensen, and she also had tons of families and friends. She had brothers, Travis and Alex, and a sister, is that Kaylee and Mika and Tanya. So she had quite a few siblings, like 5 siblings or something. Anyway, this is real quick. This is a person who was, as you know, we read the obit the other day. She was full of life. She had a smile, they said, that would light up the room.
Yeah.
She was 18. They said she had a very uplifting laugh. She had a very good, also a sarcastic way about her.
Yeah.
Yep. Her dream was to work with animals, either equestrian or in the wild animal kingdom of some sort.
That's fucking baller, dude.
Yeah,
that's an ambition right there.
And this is also a chick who wanted to, who was considering enlisting in the Navy at the same time.
Yeah.
So she definitely had a lucrative career path probably ahead of her. I think she was a very directional person.
Mm-hmm.
She was, her and her father bonded though. They bonded. They always said she had her father's heart. James loved her immensely from birth all the way to the end. He never left her side, and they said the funniest thing about her was her snort and her giggle. That was so just little personality.
That's a good one too, because you know somebody who laughs hard enough, they give you a fucking. You know what I mean? That's a good person.
And that's infectious.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
And she, it was. You could definitely tell by the pictures of her, not the fucked up one, obviously, but you can definitely tell by the pictures of her that she was a very good personality, something like that. She smiled in every photo.
Yeah.
Like every photo. You know how like sometimes you're like looking at a photo like, what the fuck you taking a picture of me? Not her. I mean, she smiled in every photo.
Even the candid ones were good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Valid.
Now you're right. You're right.
Photogenic.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Actually, she really was.
Okay.
She really was.
All right. Like any of one of us.
Oh, dude, we are beat as fuck. Look at us.
Yeah.
Along comes this guy named Israel Keys. What's that?
Yeah, piece of shit.
I wrote that down. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a total pile of dog shit. Israel Keys from 1998 started his alleged murder spree. I say alleged because some weren't proven to be his, but they're his. Because he's a pile of shit. He had traveled the country literally selecting random targets, and he even had what were called murder kits that he would bury so he could dig them up and use them later on.
And then when he was done, he would dispose in the same spot and then pick up afterwards or something too. So like everything he did was premeditated. It was all
to a T.
Yeah,
to a T.
He knew. Yeah.
This piece of shit lived in Anchorage, Alaska, with his 10-year-old daughter and his live-in girlfriend named Kimberly. Dude had a 10-year-old daughter.
He was out here doing fuck shit. Yeah.
Can you believe that shit? I mean, and when you see him, and like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe.
Oh yeah, check us out.
Please, thank you. We got some new subscribers. Thank you guys. But the reason I say that is because we're going to be putting photos out here. When you see this guy, this piece of shit, Israel Keys, he looks like a total pile.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just
like a run of the mill shit bag,
just a pile of shit.
That's an insult to shit, brother.
No, honestly, it is. Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
February 1st, 2012, you had Samantha Koenig working at Common Grounds, which was like one of those mobile coffee things, like you could like pull. It looked like it from the surveillance photo video, because like you saw some of the video or
kind of like
a kiln,
sugar and ice's small one.
Yeah, where someone or two people can actually walk around inside it, and then you can. It looked like one of those.
Kind of like the human being, then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it could be pulled like by a truck. It was like, I think it was on wheels. You know what I'm saying?
So like a coffee trailer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think so. Just from what I got from the surveillance video. You know, it was February 1st of 2012. You can see her on the surveillance video. She's all of a sudden putting her hands up because this guy knew where the camera was because he had scoped it out. This piece of shit knew where the camera was. And you can see her in the surveillance videos and the photos. She's putting her hands up. Well, this was just before 8 p.m. that night. All he told her was he was going to rob the place. That's all he said. I'm going to rob it. And but somehow he decided he was going to bind her hands. So he jumps through the window. And I never saw video of him entering it, though. I don't know if they stopped that. But he jumped through the window. He bound her hands up. I don't know if it was behind her back or in front. It never really specified. And then he walked her out to his truck. Now you got to understand, this is February, Anchorage, Alaska. You know it's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was he took her to the truck just around 8 p.m. Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think I watched
You might. This is a high profile case.
I watched a documentary on this, actually.
This is a high fucking profile case.
Ago, yeah.
It's not because like Chloe Ottman wasn't a high profile case, even though rest in peace, she deserves it.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, I think I actually watched something on this. Continue. Sorry.
No.
The more you talk about it, like, you can I'm putting visuals in my head. Right. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure I've seen.
And from what the police said, Anchorage, Alaska, even though it's the largest city in Alaska,
it's a high crime rate.
And it's easy to get away with things there because of the lack of surveillance in such a big area.
Yeah.
And plus, it's like the trigger warning suicide capital of the world because.
It's fucking cold and it's sad, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in Alaska and you're not depressed, you're weird.
They vacation to Seattle for a happy day. All
right? Oh
God, that's crazy.
I think I'll run around in a wet.
The water's 10 degrees warmer over there.
Okay? You know what I would rather do is run around in a wet T-shirt and Anchors and visit fucking Seattle. Not that I have a problem with any Seattle listeners.
Whoa.
But anyway,
I went to Tacoma. I liked it there.
Well, it was just around 8. Oh, by the way,
they got trees.
This piece of shit has murder victims in Washington, so you should feel right at home.
Whoa!
Well, I'm kidding. You know, it was right around 8 p.m. when he forced her to go to his truck. Okay, get this: in Anchorage, Alaska, she didn't get to leave his truck until 2 a.m.
So she's probably half fucking frozen.
Yeah, and imagine the fear going through her. Because here's what this piece of shit did: he drove her home. She wasn't allowed to get out of the truck until after 2 a.m. He led her to the tool shed, which I can guarantee probably wasn't heated. Well, we obviously know it wasn't. No offense to that upcoming photo.
Yeah.
But this is sick, man. This guy's fucking sick. I fuck him. Anyway, at 2 a.m. he ties her up, and then he puts this rope around her neck, and keeps her in the tool shed. And you know she's not dead. He's just tying her down that way. He goes in at 2 a.m. and makes sure that his 10-year-old daughter and Kimberly, his girlfriend, are asleep. And when he finds out that they are, which he's glad they are, he pours himself a glass of wine and goes and sits out in front of her while she's sitting there staring at him in the tool shed. They're just looking at each other.
Sick fuck, dude.
He's drinking his wine, and trigger warning, he flat out tells her he's going to rape her and murder her.
I remember watching stuff on this. Yeah, this is foul.
And he did exactly that. He did exactly that. And what does he do the next morning? He packs his daughter's bag, not because he's fleeing. He's not fleeing the area.
Didn't he go camping?
No, he went on a 2-week Caribbean cruise.
Oh, yeah.
So he and his daughter fly to New Orleans so he can join his family, and they go on a cruise like nothing ever happened while her body is freezing. And I think it was part of his plan, obviously, because he knew the weather. And anyway, so her body's being preserved this whole time, right?
Yeah.
And he comes back after that 2 week. I think it's like on the 17th, and he decides he's going to take a ransom photo now, because the family's frantic by this time. It's been over 2 weeks. Their daughter's missing. They can't find her. They have no leads. The police had nothing. They didn't know where to find her. So he takes fishing line and sews her eyelids open to make it look like she's looking at the camera. He puts makeup on her. He props her body up. He does her hair, and then puts that day's newspaper up next to her to show that it is present day, basically, and she's alive. And he calls it a proof of life photo. And he sends it out to this bag in a park where her boyfriend, Samantha Koenig's boyfriend, gathers it and they gives it to the cops. And they see this photo and they see her alive. He's demanding $30,000 to be, basically deposited into Samantha's account because he has all her information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So he does that. Then what he ends up doing is dismembering her body, and he throws it into one of the lakes, like Manatawka. I don't remember what it was called, but it was north of Anchorage. He dismembers her and throws her body in the lake, the frozen lake, mind you. And like I said, I had the name of the lake. It's not important, but anyway. And they deposit $5,000 into it. I don't know how. I never got deep enough into it to figure out how much it was specified they deposited. So this guy flees. I don't think he even takes his daughter. He leaves his daughter with his girlfriend, and he makes a deposit in Arizona. And then where he fucked up was the ATM video caught his car. It was like a white. I don't remember what kind of vehicle, but they caught it. And then they were able to find that car as he was making a withdrawal in Texas, and he got arrested.
Just sloppy at the end, man.
Yeah, he did. He got sloppy. I mean, which wasn't like him because he was very calculated. He had different MOs with the way he killed people. He didn't just strangle them. He'd shoot them, stab them. So he wasn't your typical serial killer.
So the process was planned, but the execution was different every time.
Yeah. So he made it hard to tie them together pretty much. He made every case different where he wasn't catchable in an instance, but right. I mean, he fucked up.
Matanuska Lake, there we go, which is north of Anchorage, is where and they find her body. I think they found it a couple weeks later, whatever. Like I said, on March 13th, he would be apprehended in Texas as the Arizona surveillance on the ATM actually is the one that caught him. This piece of shit would, while he was awaiting trial, he somehow got a hold of a razor blade. And we don't really need to. I mean, I don't give a shit when he died, really. But he ended up committing, trigger warning, suicide in prison. Oh, it was December 2nd, 2012. The pile of shit came to an end. And look, rest in hell, you piece of shit. I wrote that right there too. But anyway, before we discuss this real fast, some of his other victims, there was a 49-year-old William Currier and 55-year-old wife, Lorraine Currier, in Essex, Vermont. Julie Harris, 13-year-old, who was a Special Olympic medalist. Motherfucker's going to hell. Am I right?
Yeah.
There was Cassandra Emerson, a 12-year-old girl from Washington, and her mother, Marlene. There was Jane Doe of Morton, Washington. That's all they never identified her. Randy Gorenberg was taken from Boca Town Mall in Florida. Nancy Bociccio, yeah.
That's a hell of a
47, and her 7-year-old daughter, Joey, taken and murdered by gunshot wounds. Deborah Feldman, 48, from Hackensack, New Jersey, was killed by this piece of shit.
Did you say Hackensack?
Yeah, Hackensack, New Jersey, yep. And James Tidwell, 58-year-old electrician, Mount Enterprise, Texas.
Real piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
So old people and young people.
You should change it from rest in hell to squirm in hell.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, rest in peace to all those victims, and rest in peace to Samantha Koenig, sincerely. And I hope wherever he's at, I hope his corpse is being fed on because he's a piece of shit. But, it's just like one of those things where, I don't know, man. He idolized Ted Bundy. What's that say?
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you all you need to know about someone, kind of like you, because, I know that you you idolize Joe Biden, and that's fine because we don't get mad at you for that. I mean, we know that you're calling him the smartest man alive.
Insane.
You went out and bought a Corvette and illegal firearms and everything.
I had to lighten it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't it.
That's all good in the head.
But yeah, that's pretty much the story of Samantha Koenig. I kind of wanted to get through it and get it out of the way.
Yeah,
that is a fucked up case. I'll have the photos, and obviously a trigger warning. I'll put the photo of the ransom photo. She had been dead for 2 weeks when he took that picture of her and propped her up and made her look to be alive. You could see
sick, dude.
You could see the ligature marks on her neck. So, and she looked worse for wear, but you're like, well, maybe he's just really fucking being rough with her, and but it looked like she was alive in that photo. Seriously, I remember when we first watched it, we were watching a show called That Chapter on YouTube, and we're like, God damn, man. We saw the photo and it's like, oh, so he didn't kill her at least. She looks rough, but
yeah, she was already gone.
Yeah, she'd been dead for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, that photo is pretty rough to look at.
And like I said, I'll post it on the YouTube one, and there'll be a trigger warning. But like you can find it on YouTube anyway, so it's not like I'm breaking any YouTube ordinance.
How's the boyfriend doing?
No, yeah, like the family and evereverying. Yeah,
yeah.
I sat there with Matt and read the what was that? The eulogy, like the obituary and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of family, man.
A
lot of family.
And this reached a lot of heights, man. This reached more than Chloe Ottman's. This was a big one. Like, it was high profile.
Well, it's high string too, with everybody else involved. Like,
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? She probably couldn't even have been the last one that people know about either. So
right. I mean, she was his last one, but there could be still more out there. They've said that. They've said that. It's like Bundy. Bundy was accountable for 32, but they think it could be upwards to 100.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I know this is. I mean, it's kind of on track because you just brought up Bundy, but I recall, like I always love listening or reading into like the Reddit, like crazy date stories or like let's not meet again, stuff like that.
Right.
And like
you're just like scrolling through TikTok and you get that one where it's like there's like somebody playing Minecraft in the background, but it's a whole story too.
Yeah. So like there's this one that I listened to though, but it ended up having to do with Ted Bundy. And there was this couple that had gone, and it was so I guess this girl's parents were watching an interview of Ted Bundy like years after his arrest, and he had spoke about the closest time he had been to thinking he was going to get caught. And it was when this couple was on a walk on a trail where he had just killed a girl and was hiding the body. And they said that the dude stepped on the girl's hand or some shit like that. And it just so happened to be this girl's like dad. And it was that trail that night that he had taken. It was the first date they had gone on. And they went on to the same trail that Ted Bundy had just killed this girl on.
Holy shit!
And like and so like the dad recalls saying like he just stepped and felt like the ground was squishy and just something just didn't feel right, so he just stopped and turned around and they stopped going on that hike. And the whole reason the dad had taken the girl there for the date was because it was like a scenic view, and so he was taken there to end the night after like they had a night out.
Well, you want to hear an irony? Because Bundy was from Washington, his ashes were spread in some of the area that his victims were put by him. I mean, how fucked up is that? And then he would revisit these bodies, and then when they started to decompose, he'd stop defiling them. But he would make nice with these corpses until they started decomposing.
That's insane.
That's disgusting. He is a sick man. I don't understand.
You want to know something like horrendously gross? Google the U.S. map of where it's legal to for like cannibalism and shit. It's pretty weird.
And by the way, Bundy, you know how you said they should never be on death row for more than a year?
Yeah,
he was on it for 12 years.
Yeah, crazy.
Like from 77 to January 24th of 89 when he was executed.
You know what they do in Japan? Is they'll put you on death
row.
I
do know, but they don't tell you when. So
they don't tell you when your death row date is, and I want to say it's at random too.
Yeah, well, like if you hear that door open, you start panicking. Yeah. Is it my turn? But it may be the guy next to you. You don't know. That is genius.
Yeah,
I wish we would fucking do that. Our reform sucks.
Yeah,
it does.
That's why we talked about so many different reform issues, or like we did in that one previous episode.
Some of them were good because you said there was that way to inject them with the thought of giving them the punishment they dished out or something, and they felt that. I mean that's fucking brilliant.
I saw one where this dude came up with a way to not, I wouldn't really necessarily say torture inmates, but I would at the same time, because it's like high offense, really fucked up inmates that did really messed up shit.
Well, just so you know, when we get back together, and what'd you find? And then screenshot that, because
it literally says everywhere but Illinois.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Did you hear that? Everywhere but Illinois, what?
It's cannibalism is legal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, and here's the thing here's the thing.
Wait.
I want to know how the fuck he's got that information.
Why the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
Damn
it. So
I was light on that one though.
It's a gray margin.
I'm crossing my arms.
It's a gray margin, and the reason I know this is because I watched this TV series called Strange Evidence. Okay, so
that can't be justifiable.
How the fuck did he float around with that information?
But what's interesting about it is that what is the gray area where it's legal. Okay, so in Illinois where it's completely illegal, right?
Okay.
Means
what's interesting about it is the fact that you said what's interesting about it.
Okay, so for instance, in Colorado, right, you and I are hiking and you die on the trail, and then a week later I run out of food and you're all that's left, and I eat you, then it's legal, right? But if I were
Lovely thought.
But here's the other thing though. If you were to die and then I went and obtained your body and ate you, that's illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, as long as there's a moral guideline to eating somebody.
I really didn't want to, but I was gonna die too.
Yeah, life or death is basically like what it comes down to.
I mean, that's like the point where people should that's the most concerning, I feel like. Like, yes, it's like bad if you're just out there fucking eating people. But then there's that moral dilemma where it's like, if you were gonna die, but you had to eat somebody, would you do it? A lot of people are like, nah.
It just depends. You don't know until you're starving. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it's that or die.
Okay, okay. This is. I'm gonna rephrase the question to you in a different manner, right? And let's see if you can understand it. If I were to,
like I didn't fucking get it the first time.
No, not in that manner. But
what's
I mean,
interesting?
Okay, but if I threw a vegan and a fucking chicken into a fucking container for a week with no other fucking source except for fire and water, do you really think that vegan's not going to kill that fucking chicken and eat that?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's not the same.
It's not, though.
It's not the same.
I think to a degree it is.
I would eat a chicken, Miles, over you, my guy.
Yeah, okay, but it's something that they refuse to eat, right?
You know you have a sociopath if he goes, I would eat you over a chicken, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm saying is, like,
Miles got some dark meat. Dude.
No, you gotta realize that this is something that they have refused to eat, right? You refuse to fucking eat a human, same as me.
You don't know that though. Again, unless you're absolutely starving and on the brink, you don't know. I mean,
would you eat somebody, Matt?
Yeah, but that's what
I think you can morally say as of right now that we would, all three of us wouldn't have people on the table.
We don't know what it's like to truly be on the brink of starvation to where we're dying.
All I'm saying is just a little chunk of thigh, you'll be okay.
I mean, Jamie Foxx said it best. He goes, man, if I'm on an airplane and we're going down, we're going to go down in the Alps. He goes, man, we're going down in the Alps. I'm going to pick the fat bitch over there, the one that's going to feed me for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
He's not wrong.
I know. He goes, man, she's going to feed me through the winter.
Like,
it's insane.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is
we don't know. Yeah,
you don't know. It's like, you know, we're all for guns. We're all for guns.
But here's the fucked up part, right? If you have salt and pepper, do you add it?
I mean, you have to.
You know,
there's no way you can't. You got white people season that shit up, bro.
No, I'm serious. Like,
I'm not eating it straight.
All I'm saying is, like, all right, you dabbled in the fact that now you have to eat human.
You know.
Are you gonna take the time to be a chef about it and season this shit?
But there's
to your liking.
What was it? There's something in
this got weird.
There's something in the human brain. What was it like that? There's like this chemical in the human brain that is altered after you eat human meat. Yeah, or like human brain or something.
Do you know that it can actually, if you do it too much, it could actually drive you to a brink of insanity?
Yeah, it turns you fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, realistically, like,
that's how mad cow disease.
There's the yin and yang to this, Miles. Like, yes, like we wouldn't know. We would all probably eat somebody at that point.
I mean, it's we're that starving and it could sustain us.
But then again, it would fuck you up anyway. You know what I mean?
Imagine the psychological damage just alone knowing that you had to survive by eating somebody.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like it's like 3 days past.
It's my homie Steve, bro. Steve gone, man.
It's 3 days
he
past.
Tastes good though.
You're trying to keep it out of your mind, and then next thing you know, you're flossing, a little piece of skin comes
dude.
out.
No, you just made that shit real, dude.
Yeah. I could just see it now. Like, you meet someone on the plane, you're making friends. She goes, oh, hello, I'm Linda Chuan. Oh, hello. I guess I'm having Chinese later.
Oh
my God.
Only thing is, I might be hungry in a half hour.
all I'm saying is like. I feel like I could pitch some movie scenes. You know what I'm saying?
That's terrible. You go cannibal, eat the
so
Chinese
true,
woman, and
what is it about that food that makes you so fucking hungry in 10 minutes?
I don't know. I'm always ready to eat a half.
We
are really trailing off.
I've had Panda Express now probably like 3 or 4 times since it's opened.
And
I've immediately gotten another meal afterwards.
It's better than Human Express.
You eat it, you shit it out, and then you're hungry 10 minutes later.
Anyway, guys, we should probably jump back to people like Israel Keys, don't you think?
No, fuck that guy.
Oh no, fuck him, absolutely. Yeah, but like, I mean,
to keep the segment on track, yeah, maybe.
But I will keep the segment on track because our first time we gather in January, Sean's going to join us. He's going to sit right there.
Oh yeah.
He, and then it'll be perfect because of this table now. But we're going to talk about the Chris Watts story.
Mm.
And then he has watched a fuck ton of stuff on FBI profiling and the body language.
You want to talk about profiling, huh?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little something about profiling.
This fucking guy, when we have him on, we're having him on. He's fucking, that dude's fucking
He's pretty smart. Yeah, he's very
way fucking smart.
I mean, Miles knows. You work next to him forever. So
I mean, he's like Miles. He just has a plethora of fucking knowledge sitting up there.
Now that I think about
that's a good thing.
I think living in your brain for a day would probably just be fucking torture in itself, honestly.
Yeah.
You're just taking a shit, you're like, oh yeah, dude, fucking giraffes. Their feet size fucking.
I know the shit Miles pulls out and just these random.
But
facts.
did you know? No, Miles, nobody fucking knows that shit, dude.
He goes, I could just hear Miles. He'll just randomly go, if you cut someone open in the dead of winter, the steam rises from their bodies. At a certain 45-degree angle, as it meets the cool, crisp air, it climbs higher and evaporates, leaving only the smell behind. I'm like, how the fuck do you know this shit?
Bro, put the fucking book down. All right?
Well, the reason for the smell being left behind in the air
the
density of the air has been slowed down.
You mean interestingly enough?
The density of the air has been slowed down due to the fact that the molecules have cooled off.
Sure. Yeah, that's something I'm going to need to take with me when I go to bed tonight.
Well, yeah, you know how it works. When the molecules slow down, everything stops, right? Or when they get cold, it all stops. That's henceforth how water becomes ice, right?
Sure.
You're smart. You should know that.
Sure. Thanks.
Anyways, yeah. So, but
yeah.
Poor Miles. The voices come to me over and over. They come to my head.
This is
They ask, why did they come to me?
Onset schizophrenia, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's good though. Like I said, with him here too, Sean here, it'll be good. It'll be good knowledge. You guys will, with the FBI profile.
That Chris Watts story is super fucked up.
Yeah,
too.
It's a fucked up story.
If for whatever reason you've ever looked at me and thought, why the fuck do you know that? The only other person I can look at and say that to is Sean.
Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, for real.
He stopped me today and we just talked.
I'm gonna send you guys a link that he sent me, and it's called the Ultimate Red Pill, and you guys just do yourself a favor and divulge into it.
All righty.
For a little bit.
Well, we can end this one. Rest in peace to Samantha Koenig. Rest in peace to every person that piece of shit Israel Keys ever took. And I can only say I really hope that the family and everyone close to her is coping and doing well, even though it's 12 years later. I hope they're doing well. So on that note, I will let you lead with the next one, and I am outro.
Bye.
That's what I know.